Did you know the loss of a single trial can cause the demise of a prosecutor's career? Marcia Clark is a perfect example of this. Marcia Clark was the lead prosecutor on the O.J. Simpson trial. And O.J. Simpson was a famous black football player who was accused of killing his ex-wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend slash waiter who was bringing her home a pair of glasses that she left at where she was eating. He was accused of stabbing these people, and repeatedly before they were dead and after they were dead. Marcia Clark, after the loss of this trial, was in a deep depression and ended up resigning. Marcia Clark was a very strong victim advocacy prosecutor. She was raped, according to Attorney Simpson Engel's defense in the article Marcia Rachel Clark. She was raped at 17, and it was so traumatizing to her that she ended up giving up her career as a dancer and deciding to go to law school at UCLA or go to school at UCLA and then go to law school at Western University. And once she became a lawyer, she became a public defender. And her work as a public defender emphasized how empathetic she was towards the poor defendants who couldn't defend themselves, and how they were so poor that they had to do anything to get by. They had to steal and all this just to try and get by, and she became very empathetic towards them. She was so good at her job and excelled so quickly that she became an assistant DA. She won 20 out of 21 of her murder trials, and according to Gale Literature in 2018 in the article Marcia Clark, she also won the trial against Robert John Picardo, who killed Rebecca Schaefer, who was a famous actress from the TV show My Sister Sam. Marcia Clark was very, very strong, and that's why she was trusted with this incredibly hard trial that she's going to be put in against O.J. Simpson. During the trial, she was attacked personally. She was attacked for the way she looked, and she was attacked on her hairstyles, her hemlines, and if her dress was too short, too long, and she was even attacked about her personal life, in which she was going through a custody battle at the time, and so that was made very public news, and it was very hard for her to have to experience this. She had to deal with many things that went wrong from the prosecution and the police side. So Christopher Darden was another prosecutor on the O.J. Simpson trial, and he pushed for O.J. Simpson to have to try on a glove in open court in front of the jury. And when the glove did not fit O.J. Simpson, the jury witnessed it all. And when the jury witnesses this, it's very easy to see. In a trial, they use so much information based on the evidence, and it's hard to understand evidence when it's DNA and stuff like that. So something they could actually see, they cling onto. And it was such a strong point in the trial that it was also used in closing arguments. If the glove does not fit, you must acquit. And once this happened, it became evident how the jury was responding towards that. And also in the trial, they put Mark Furman on the stand, who was a key detective in the evidence that led to arresting O.J. Simpson. He was a racist, and he was put on the stand, in which he ended up committing perjury, which was found out later in the trial. And this was very detrimental as well, because the jury was unable to believe the police. And there were also errors made by the police. There was no search warrant whenever they went to look into this house for to let OJ know about the death, in which they found out about blood, and they just found so much evidence that they shouldn't have been able to find without a warrant. They also had bad collections. They say they weren't wearing gloves when they found something. They had a lot of bad testimonies And after the loss of this trial, Marsha Clark fell into a deep depression, according to Galloway Stephan and Christopher Pate in 2016. Marsha Clark is better now, thank you. This depression that she experienced was so severe that she couldn't go back to work. She didn't want to face what had happened. She didn't want to have to face how everyone felt about her because her reputation was ruined. She ended up taking a leave of absence, which then led to her resigning. And when she resigned, she began working on a memoir and became a famous author to many crime novels, and she ended up making millions of dollars. She used it as a way to express her truth. She needed to have a way to let out everything that had happened because in her eyes it never should have happened. She still fully to this day believes that O.J. Simpson committed these murders, and she says she never doubted it a second. A single loss as a prosecutor can cause the end of her career. Taxpayers who expect justice to be attained so easily don't understand just how much can go wrong. For example, a defense attorney can plead insanity, or there can be physical issues or mentally ill issues, and all these can go into helping a defendant get away with something. There's police misconduct, jury misconduct, there's judge misconduct. There's so much playing parts in a trial that can lead to a mistrial, for example, anything that can go wrong. And once this all went wrong, she lost her career, in which never should have happened. I also use the websites Marsha Clark by Newsmakers in 1995 and O.J. Simpson by World of Criminal Justice in 2002. These all helped me make my paper. Thank you.